Alright, greetings to all of you guys. This video is going to be in English, so greetings to all friends, loved ones, dear ones, Hassan al-Badr with you, and atheist, and naturalist, call me whatever, call me Barbie if you like to. By the way, this piece of music is from Schubert. It's called Serenade. Alright, and this time, for the first time ever, we are going to answer a dear sheikh, or sheikh in Arabic. A dear sheikh. He's from Greek, Irish origins, I think, something like that. He's an American who converted to Islam. Go figure. And his name is Hamza Yusuf. Hamza Yusuf, Hamza, or ZA, it depends if you're British or American. Hamza, and Yusuf is Y-U-S-U-F. Hamza Yusuf. You can go and search his videos on YouTube, on the internet. This video is called Sheikh Hamza Yusuf, Natural Sciences. Natural Sciences. So let's take a here and let's look what he has to give us from his pearls of knowledge, you know. So I don't know. So let's see.
Some of these sciences go against the religious truths, and this is important because natural sciences are sometimes in real conflict with revelation, and this is why it's very important to be careful with these things, because natural sciences are attempts to understand the world. These attempts often involve cosmology. I'll give you an example.
Okay, it's good. He starts his video by claiming a very important factor here, actually, a very important subject, a very important matter here, which is, he says that some of the natural sciences includes everything, physics, chemistry, biology, everything. He says they go in conflict with some of the religious values or the religious stories or the religious explanations to the phenomena that's going around of us. It's good that he acknowledges that, but it's bad that he says, like, don't stick to it. Stick to what the Holy Book is saying. I don't mind, really, I don't mind if you stick to your Holy Book, but at least don't ridicule or minuscule the science and its positive effect on you. Okay, you yourself, actually, you're using science right now by posting your video on YouTube using the quantum mechanics and the electricity, all those electricity, quantum mechanics, the internet, the satellites, all those actually didn't come from your Holy Book. It come from the science and the scientific progress through all these centuries and years. Okay, so don't be really in denial. Okay, you deny the favor of science, what science has given to you. Okay, science has given you the cameras that you film yourself with, the microphones that you hang on your shirt while you're speaking. All those, that's from scientific progress. Okay, it's not from your Holy Book. So at least be thankful. I bet you have also vaccinations running through your blood. Vaccines, okay, vaccines against influenza, vaccines against anything. All right. yellow fever, all those vaccines actually are coming from the scientific progress also of evolution theory and the theory of germs. By the way, germs are still a theory, just like evolution is a theory. Okay, so if you don't believe in germs and viruses, that's your problem. If you can also say it's just a theory. Okay, so at least don't deny the benefits of science. Okay, I mean, stick to your beliefs, stick to your faith, stick to your values. I'm not gonna tell you be an atheist. Okay, but at least appreciate science. Okay, don't ridicule it, don't minuscule it. Okay, say science is real, it's concrete, hard facts. So let's hear.
One of my sons was studying biology, and his biology teacher started talking about where everything's created from. In other words, he went from biology to cosmology. Instead of sticking with biology, which is the science of living things, he moved to the science of being, which is ontology, cosmology. This is a whole other branch. But philosophers like Dawkins is a biologist. But very often scientists, because they recognize how...
Philosophers like Dawkins? Really? I've never heard Richard Dawkins claim himself as a philosopher. Let's be clear about that. He even mentions it many times in his interviews. He says, I'm very weak in philosophy. He says, I love philosophy, but I am weak in it. It's not my... Okay, anyway, go ahead.
Insignificant their knowledge truly is in relation to the big questions of existence, they often have this impulse or urge to engage in metaphysics and philosophy, even though they're not trained in these subjects. But they're clever people, they read books, and so they begin to espouse positions about the world, where it came from. Biology is very different. So this is important to note, that a lot of their cosmological conclusions are simply false. For instance, they don't believe in a creator God, most of these cosmologists. They say that if the Big Bang occurred, then there's probably alternate universes. So it's just a universe begetting another universe. That's a pure conjecture. And then they have magical formulas that they put on the board. They write all those magical formulas. You see pictures of Einstein, and it's all magic, gibberish. You know gibberish?
Well, it's gibberish for an ignorant person as you, who cannot read the symbols of physics. If you cannot read sigma and all that kind of sigma and alpha and delta, if you can't read it, that's your ignorant brains, brother, if you don't study physics. I mean, if you study physics, you would understand what Einstein is writing. Radius, sigma, okay, the gravitational constant, etc., etc. It's not gibberish, by the way. It's very highly accurate, accurate formulas and accurate equations. And by the way, you say that everything in cosmology is false. In what sense? Just because there is a philosophical naturalism, that's really the philosophy of nature, okay? Philosophy of nature, I mean, it explains the phenomena in a natural way, without resulting to super high natural, above nature stuff. You can, as Sean Carroll once he put it really well. Sean Carroll, theoretical physicist, he puts it really well. He said we can say through Newton gravitational law, okay, we can count for the moon how it orbits the Earth. We can count it. We can give you an accurate predictions, etc., etc. But you can also result to say that there are two angels pushing the moon, resulting in these results. Okay, you can hypothesize this. Okay, you're free to do that. Really, I mean, nobody's holding you. But there is no evidence for that. Okay, there is no evidence. We cannot prove that. You can say two angels. I can tell you it's three invisible aliens. I mean, how can you falsify my claim, and how can I falsify your claim in that sense? Science is about falsification, okay? It's about testing and falsifying the thoughts, the hypotheses, the theories, etc., etc. Okay, by using Occam's razor, okay, by using Occam's razor in nature, in science, so we throw away anything above nature, above natural, anything paranormal. We throw it away because there is no need. Okay, for example, let's imagine. By the way, this is just cola with ice. Okay, but just imagine this is a scotch. Okay, a scotch on the rocks. Okay, just imagine, and I'm putting it on my table, and I'm listening to loud music with heavy bass. Okay, boom, 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 boom. Okay, and because of the vibrations, the glass gradually vibrates and falls. Okay, I can say, if I'm a Muslim, I can say that those are protective angels. They prohibited me from drinking the sin. That's why they dropped the glass. I can also say that. That's also a possibility. But the scientific possibility, the vibrations of the sound made the glass gradually slips from the table and falls. Okay? So which explanation now follows the natural way and most logical, most close to reality? Okay? The vibrations is closer to reality. Occam's razor. There is no need to add an extra explanation that has no evidence based for it. Okay? So, and you say that universe creating another universe. Do you know what's the basis for that? Why scientists say that? Why physicists say that? Because energy is eternal. Okay? Energy is eternal. You have to read. Go. I urge you, Mr. Hamza Yusuf. You can read English, obviously. You're American. So you have no excuse like those Arabic apologetics who are weak in English. You can read and write in English. So I urge you, Mr. Hamza Yusuf, to go and read Noether's theorem. Go and read it. Noether's theorem. Go and read it, okay? Go and read Noether's theorem and then tell me if energy is not eternal. Okay? So when energy is eternal, that means there is no start for it. There is no start point. And according to the first law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be destroyed nor created. Put it between quotes. Created. So your God's job, creating, is done. It's finished. Okay? So energy is conserved. It cannot be destroyed nor created. It just changes states. From thermal to nuclear to electric to etc. Kinetic to potential, etc. etc. But it changes its states. Okay? But energy stays. Energy is constant. Energy, you cannot destroy it. You cannot evaporate it. You cannot destroy it. You cannot... Energy is information. You cannot destroy information. It's a simple fact in physics. If you can destroy information, then that means also by reversing the equation, you can create information from nothing. Since we cannot do that, and nobody can, okay, and nobody can and does and do, nobody really. And there is no evidence shows that once upon a time it was other way. So that means energy is eternal. Energy has no starting point, nor it has an end. So in that sense, the universe, in other words, is eternal by itself. Of course, our universe, our observable universe, started from the Big Bang, but before that, it was an eternal stuff. It was still energy. The Big Bang started from singularity. Singularity is not nothing. It's still something. Okay? Singularity is not nothing. Nobody says in Big Bang Theory that singularity is nothing. It's nothing. It's 0.0. Nothing. And then all of a sudden this 0.0 produced all this energy. Nobody said that. Even the theory doesn't say that. Even Alex Vilenkin and Borde, Al-Anan Guth theorem doesn't say that the universe came from nothing. Okay, and that's a theorem, by the way. You cannot disprove a theorem, by the way. A theorem is very hard to disprove. So I don't know. You're obviously you're really ignorant in physics. You haven't read anything. Okay, nothing whatsoever. You read only your holy books, which I don't mind. I don't mind if you read only your holy books, but stick to your holy books, please. Don't involve yourself into scientific stuff, which is not your area. Okay, Because here you're criticizing Richard Dawkins. You're criticizing him. Yeah, he's a biologist, but yet he speaks about cosmology. Well, I can turn the table on you guys. You religious people, you consider yourself as an ultimate philosophers. You speak about biology, you speak about astrophysics, you speak about cosmology, you speak about chemistry, you speak about you know all, guys. You know it all, guys. It's like your brains is I don't know, 500 IQ, really. So you should be ashamed of yourself when you say like, yes, some scientists talk about biology and talk about cosmology. That's not correct. Take a look at yourself in the mirror. Okay, take a look at yourself in the mirror, because you guys, you apologetics, Muslims or Christians or any apologetic, any religious apologetic, we see them talk about everything. It's like they know everything. Literally. We see them talk about cosmology, we see them talk about biology, we see them talk about chemistry, we see them talk about biochemistry, like they know it all. Like really, they are geniuses. Geniuses. You should be ashamed of yourself. At least I am ashamed of myself when I speak about biology, about evolution, really, because it's not my area. And I feel uncomfortable when I speak about it. Literally, I feel uncomfortable. Okay? And I'm just studying physics. Okay? And I feel ashamed and I feel uncomfortable when I speak about evolution. When somebody asks me about evolution, I call my friends who are really their area and their studies, their core studies and specialties is in evolution. I tell them, please answer this lady or this man for their questions, because I feel uncomfortable. I'm not in the position to explain biology. Okay? I feel ashamed. I feel uncomfortable. But you, on the other hand, you have no morals whatsoever. You don't even feel ashamed, okay? You don't even feel ashamed. You talk about cosmology. You can talk about biology. Like, you know it all, man. You know it all. I don't know what you smoke, man. But it's very good stuff what you're smoking, man. Because it makes you high with confidence. That's what I call, really, the apologetic people. They have really the kind of confidence, which I call it catastrophical self-confidence. That's what you have. Catastrophical self-confidence. You put yourself in catastrophes because of your empty confidence, which you're talking bullshit. You're just talking bullshit. Really. Telling Einstein equations and formulas are gibberish. With all due respect, because you're an ignorant person. That's why you see it as gibberish. You're ignorant. Go and read physics. You would take a look at the blackboard of Einstein and you would understand it, what he's writing. It's not gibberish. Okay? It's not. It's a really accurate equations, by the way. And they're really accurate, beautifully accurate geometrical equations. Especially Einstein ones. Because Einstein formulation of equations, it was purely geometrical. Okay? There are certain brains, like for example, Heisenberg, he was really, when it comes to numbers, his brain was formulating the equations as numbers. Dirac, his brains formulate as the beauty of the equation itself. Einstein brain, he was formulating as the geometrical beauty. Richard Feynman was forming the formulas as the perfect explanatory power. You see, there are different brains, different formulation of equations. Okay, so you see, it's gibberish. It's gibberish. It's gibberish, what you see on the blackboard. You're ignorant. I'm sorry. But you're ignorant. What can I do for you? If you're ignorant. Just like Adil Imam said, طب انت حمار اعمل لك ايه انا يعني. Okay, Adil Imam said that once. In a play, مسرحية. He was talking with a guy and the guy doesn't get it. He told him, طب انت حمار اعمل لك ايه انا يعني. And since you understand Arabic, Mr. Hamza Yusuf, طب انت حمار اعمل لك ايه انا يعني. إذا انت ما بتفهم معادلات أينشتاين. Okay, well, what can I do for you? I can give you a free lesson if you want to, really. Contact me and I can give you a free lesson. Teach you what is the formulas, what is the equations, okay, what is the symbols in physics we're using, okay, and I can teach you. So next time you take a look at the blackboard of Einstein, you don't say this is gibberish. You say, aha, now I get it. Okay. Continue.
You know gibberish, where that comes from? It comes from Jabir bin Hayyan. Because when Jabir's books reached Europe, they couldn't understand them, so they called it gibberish. That's true etymology. So they put up all these things, and of course you don't understand. There's only 15 people on the planet that can understand them. right?
No, not right. 15 people? Only 15 people who can understand? Really? I guess I'm one of those 15. And I guess my dear sir, my dear brother and master, Jassim Athil, is also one of those guys who can also understand those equations. We are one of the 15s, brother. So there is 13 other guys who can understand it. I guess my friend also, Akhil Taraudi, who can also understand those equations. Ahmed Izil can also understand those equations. So that at least 11 others understand those equations, right? Really? Really? Oh my goodness. Oh boy.
But he's saying, oh, here, this can happen in quantum physics. Things can just pop into existence. ما أشدتهم خلق السماوات والأرض ولا خلق أنفسهم. We didn't show them the creation of the heavens and the earth. We didn't even show them their own creation. You weren't around when your zygote got out of control, right? You weren't around. You weren't consciously experienced those mitotic cell divisions in the womb of your mother. Right? Allah didn't even show you your own creation, and yet you're going to philosophize about His creation? Right? He didn't show. We weren't there at the singularity. We weren't there at the Big Bang. It's all, these are conjectures. And this is the arrogance of human beings. Right? It's the arrogance of human beings, that the intellect can take you to all knowledge. And that's why they're waiting to discover these things.
You know what's the real arrogance? The real arrogance is you guys, when you claim we have the absolute truth and everybody else is wrong. That's the pure form of arrogance, right there. Okay? When you say we have the ultimate truth, we have the real words right here. Only us, we have it. And all of you guys are wrong. We 1.6 billion, okay, plus, minus, I don't know. We 1.6 billion, we are the correct. And 6 billion people on earth, they are all wrong. All wrong. Indefinitely wrong. Only we have the absolute truth. That's the real arrogance. That's the real arrogance right there, right there. That's the pure form of arrogance. Not even arrogance, it's actually narcissistic. Narcissistic arrogance, literally, in purest form. Actually, science, it encourages you to tell you, prove me wrong. That's the difference between religious people, okay? Religious people tell you, no. Don't examine our claims. Just take it. Just take it on pure faith. Just take it. Just believe. Don't question. Don't question. No. Questioning is haram. Questioning is a sin. That's the devil speaking to your heart. Don't listen to questioning. Okay? Okay, that's always. Don't question. If you start to question, that means the devil is playing with your games. Don't question. Just believe. Just believe. Just believe. Be like brainwashed. A zombie. A zombified. Zombie. Be like zombie. Don't question. Just believe. Okay? While on the other hand, science follows the skeptic thinking. Science tells you every claim I claim, examine it. Criticize it. Try to prove it wrong. That's the difference. That's the modesty of science. And that's the arrogance of religions. You see the difference? Can you differentiate the difference between here and there? I guess you don't, because you're really blind, faithfully blind, so you don't see that kind of claims. Okay? So science tells you every claim I make, prove me wrong. Here, we are using these tools. There you go. Have my tools. Do the same experiments. And let's see if you have different results. If you have different results, please do. Please enlighten me so I can correct my theories, so I can correct my claims. Actually, science wants you to prove him wrong. Why? So they can correct their claims. So we can strive even further to the truth, to the real, pure truth. Okay? There is no absolute truth. There is no such thing. It's illogic. It's logically impossible. Okay? Unless you have an absolute knowledge. Okay? like omniscient, omnipotent, omni stuff, really, all those omni. If you have such knowledge, then you can claim the absolute truth and everything. But since you're a human, just like me, there is no difference between me and you. Okay, your brains doesn't think higher than me whatsoever. If you if you think the gibberish stuff on Einstein, okay, Einstein's blackboard, if you see it as gibberish stuff, so I don't think your brains are higher than mine. But in any case, seriously, there is no. The arrogance is yours, really. It's yours, religious people. With all due respect to my religious friends, but you have such arrogance because you claim yourself you have the absolute truth. I don't claim I have absolute truth. I am the prince, the king of uncertainty. Okay? I tell you, doubt everything. Doubt everything. Question everything. Question even my words. Okay? Question even the theories that I mention. Question everything and try to prove me wrong. You prove me wrong, even better. I would acknowledge, and I would tell you thank you for proving me wrong. Now at least I am closer to truth. Okay, I don't have that kind of arrogance like no, you cannot prove me wrong. You know that kind of arrogance. You have it, guys. You religious guys, really. That empty bravado, really. It's disgusting. It's ridiculous, really.
Yeah. Like the biologist, they met with God, and he asked them what they were up to. He said, well, we've got rid of you. He said, how'd you do that? He said, well, we showed how you can get life without you. He said, well, how'd you do that? He said, well, first we take some cosmic dust. And God said, wait a second, hold on, get your own dust. So that's the difference between cosmology and biology, right? Where did matter come from? Even if you determine that life came from some comet that landed on Earth with some, right, in some, they call, what do they call that swamp? The primordial soup.
Primordial soup,
right?
yeah.
And then also the whole, I mean, anyway, there's a lot of problems. So just, he's pointing that out.
So that's the full video of him. Shows his ignorance in physics. By the way, I just made a video like a couple of minutes ago about the theories. When it's a scientific theory, there must be some predictions. You know, every theory has futuristic predictions, accurate predictions that can be proven later on. And every theory has also the explanatory power, okay? That, obviously, you don't get it, guys. That means it can explain many events, many phenomena, okay? Many phenomenons. It can explain it accurately, okay? So, for example, the Big Bang Theory, it predicted ahead of time, before its discovery, okay? It said there must be some residual heat from the Big Bang itself. And we discovered it, WMB. Okay? Cosmic microwave background. Okay, we discovered it later on, after 40, 50 years, I think. The theory came in 1927 by Georges Lemaitre, or 1929, if I'm not mistaken, maximum. And then in 1964, 62, they discovered actually this residual heat. George Gamow actually completed the theory. He made some tweaks and adjustments on the theory itself. And it was a big war between George Gamow and Fred Hoyle at that time. Fred Hoyle actually, he made a joke. He said, what is this theory? Big Bang. He actually made a joke. He was sarcastic, and he gave it the name Big Bang. Okay, he gave it the name, and the sarcastic, make fun of name stuck with the theory. You see how ironically sometimes things work. Really. But George Gamow proved to Fred Hoyle that he was wrong. Okay. And George Gamow, I think, won the Nobel Prize. I think so. If I'm not mistaken. Sorry if I'm mistaken. But the theory has been proven afterwards. The theory also predicted there must be some simplified elements. If we examine all the universe with all its elements, we must have We must have the simple elements in major quantities, like hydrogen, helium, all those elements. And indeed, we found out that yes, hydrogen, helium are the most common elements in the universe. Hydrogen, helium, carbon, oxygen, nitrogen, and what a coincidence! Our Earth is the same. It's the same. Hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, carbon, oxygen. The same exact elements with the universe. So we are literally the children of the universe. Okay. The universe is within us, just like Neil deGrasse Tyson said. Okay. It's a literal thing. You cannot deny facts, brother. Okay. I'm not saying. Stick to your religion, really. Stick to it. Worship your God, Allah, okay? By all means. I'm not going to tell you, don't worship him. Don't do that. No, go ahead and worship him. Go to your prayer 5 times a day if you're Sunni, 3 times a day if you're Shia. Do whatever you want, but please leave science alone, okay? You are surviving on science, okay? Science gave you YouTube. Science gave you the internet. Science and evolution theory and the germ theory gave you the antibiotics. Okay? Gave you the vaccines. Okay? Gave you all those medicines. So please respect science. Value it. Okay? Don't ridicule it. Okay? It's quantum field theory and quantum mechanics that gave you your mobile phones with the touch screens. Okay, the touch screen, by the way, it's a real evidence of Heisenberg uncertainty principle. Literally, they are small needles, small crystals like needles under your screen, and the electron is really swimming all over your screen. It's swimming, and according to uncertainty principle, you cannot measure the position of the electron. You don't know where it is right now. It's like in a wave function through all your screen, okay? And only by measurement you can pinpoint its position. And how do you measure? By touching it. When you touch, that touch effect, the electron breaks its wave function and finds itself exactly under your fingertip, the place where you touched on your screen. That's quantum mechanics in practice. In experimental practice, in front of you, in your freaking smartphones. Okay? And you say, this is all scientific, really. It's a hypothesis. It's all false. Seriously, have respect. Have a little bit of dignity to appreciate science. Alright? I'm not telling you to be an atheist. Don't be an atheist. Be a freaking believer. I don't care. But at least appreciate science. Science gave you the smartphones. Science gave you the satellites. Science gave you the YouTube and the internet where you publish your videos. Okay? It's not your holy books that gave us that. Not your religious teachings that gave us that. Okay? It's scientific progress. Through philosophical naturalism, the philosophy of nature, and through methodological naturalism. Okay? The natural method. Without angels, jinns, God, metaphysical stuff, okay? So please, respect our brains, respect our minds, okay? Leave science alone. Preach your religion, I don't care. As long as you're respecting human rights, you're respecting human rights. That's a key factor, by the way. If you don't respect human rights, I'm gonna ridicule you. And I'm gonna fight you, if I have to, okay? Don't think I am gonna be a Jesus. Loving my enemies. No. No, brother. No. No, I don't love my enemies. No, I fight my enemies. By all means possible. Okay? So don't get the wrong idea that I am a peaceful guy. No. And those who lie, who on purpose lie about scientific stuff, those I fight the hardest. Like you. And this is the first video for you. I am refuting. And don't worry, it's not going to be the last. Mr. Hamza Yusuf. Sheikh Hamza Yusuf. I hope that you stuck to Christianity. At least it has better ways. You can drink. You're from Irish decency. You're from Irish descent. Your ancestries. So I guess you're Irish. You love to drink and you love to. You love your whiskey and you love your Irish whiskey. I wish you had stuck and kept on with your Christianity. But anyway, that's all, folks. That's all I have to say. And as usual, all the greetings and all the love and respect and cheers. It's just cola, by the way. It's not alcohol. All right? Kisses to you. Bye.